Imagine this, someone has been careful for weeks. They step onto the scale, wait for the number, and feel their chest drop. In their head, the story is already written. I failed. I was not disciplined enough. I must have done something wrong. That is the modern story of dieting. Weight loss is supposed to be maths plus discipline. If the number does not move, the person becomes the problem. But there is another possibility, and it is more unsettling. What if the body is not failing? What if it is doing an old job too well? For most of human history, losing weight was not a lifestyle target. It was a warning sign. That is the question this video is built around. When weight loss stalls, how much of the battle is weakness and how much is defense? To understand weight loss resistance, take the scale out of the bathroom and place it somewhere older. In an ancient food environment, a falling body weight could mean failed hunting, seasonal famine, illness, injury, or too many days without enough food. A body that reacted calmly to that signal might not survive long enough to pass on its genes. So storage mattered. Holding onto fat was not a flaw in that environment. It was insurance. This is the idea behind thrifty gene thinking. Some biological traits may have made energy storage and feeding efficiency more useful during scarcity. The evidence is more complex than a simple story about one gene. Studies point to variants and metabolic regulators, including MIR128-1 and PPERA, but the bigger lesson is the pattern. Across human history, the body learned to treat lost weight as information. In a food shortage, that information could mean danger. Now bring that system back to the modern diet. Calories drop. The scale begins to move. Studies suggest even a small loss of around 2 to 3% can activate protective responses. Then the body starts adjusting. It may reduce energy expenditure by more than the smaller body alone would predict. Research suggests calorie expenditure can fall by about 25 kilocalories per day for each kilogram of weight lost. That sounds small until it is repeated every day, layered on top of hunger, habits, work, stress, and a food environment that never goes quiet. This is called adaptive thermogenesis. In plain English, the body becomes more efficient after weight loss. Studies suggest these changes can affect resting metabolism and fat oxidation, and in some cases can persist for years after the weight is lower. That does not mean the body has a plan. It means several systems respond together as if the missing weight matters. The defense also changes hunger. After weight loss, appetite signals can become louder than the energy gap alone would suggest. Leptin, a hormone linked to energy stores, tends to fall. Ghrelin, a hunger hormone, can rise. Peptide YY can also shift. In one research pattern, appetite increased by about 95 kilocalories above baseline for each kilogram of lost weight. Put the two sides together. The body may spend less energy while hunger presses upward. This is why weight regain pressure can feel personal, even when part of it is biological. And this is the emotional turn. The viewer is not being told they have no role. They are being told the fight was misdescribed. Ancient defense systems met a modern food world they were never shaped to expect. Food is visible, convenient, calorie-dense, and often designed to be easy to keep eating. So the same body that once protected people during scarcity now receives constant cues to store, eat, and regain. This is the mismatch. We inherited survival biology, then built an environment that keeps touching its alarms. That is why shame is such a poor tool. Shame treats the person as broken. Biology shows a system under pressure. The more honest phrase is simple: defense, not failure. Agency begins when the problem is described accurately. If the body defends weight, strategy has to respect that defense. One useful target is lean tissue. Muscle helps drive resting energy use, so losing too much of it can make the defense stronger. That is where protein and resistance training become more than fitness slogans. They are tools for protecting the tissue that supports metabolism. Movement matters too. Its value is bigger than the calories burned during the session. Research suggests physical activity can help protect lean mass and may be especially useful for reducing visceral fat, the fat stored around organs, compared with total body weight alone. The exercise evidence also shows a dose-response pattern. Around 150 minutes weekly is linked with modest 2 to 3 kilo reductions, while 225 to 420 minutes is linked with roughly 5 to 7.5 kilos. For maintenance, 250 to 300 minutes weekly often appears more relevant. Large-scale maintainer studies add another clue. Successful maintainers often report 60-90 minutes of moderate activity daily, lower exposure to high-calorie foods, less than 10 hours of television a week, 4 to 5 smaller meals, consistent intake patterns, regular weighing, and early correction when weight starts drifting. These patterns are not moral badges. They are ways of lowering the number of times the old defense system has to shout. Weight loss is often treated as the main event. Biology suggests maintenance may be the longer contest. After weight loss, the body may still behave as if it needs to recover what was lost. That is why short heroic pushes can collapse when normal life returns. A better frame is long-term negotiation. Food exposure, protein, movement, monitoring, and routine all change the pressure on the system. This does not promise easy weight loss. It explains why smarter structure can matter more than harsher self-criticism. The strongest takeaway is not that biology wins, it is that biology deserves a seat at the table. You think your body is failing you, but your body may be protecting you. The work is learning how to work with that protection, not pretending it is not there. For the full article and supporting references, BeSund has linked the research in the description. Use it as a karma map of weight loss resistance, not a verdict on anyone's character.